The French lady has peed the garage floor. This is Gavin, and I'm here with the 1974 Citroën DS that my father kindly gave me a few years back that seems to have peed itself, as you can see, all over the garage floor. We're going to see if we can fix what is commonly the problem with this particular issue, which is that the boot that drains the piston of LHM fluid has perished or broken, and perhaps the fluid hasn't been able to escape through the relief valve. Alright, I'll pull the car out and we'll see if we can get onto it. It sort of starts for a bit and then dies. We finally have success after about 7 more tries. I'm gonna put some chocks under the back, take the guard off, take the wheel off and see what we've got. We're gonna drop it down now, see what happens. Let's see if we can see what the culprit is for the boot split. Boot appears to be intact. I can feel that it's under pressure. There's a lot of fluid in there. I think it's blocked or obstructed at the very least. And so I think that the boot actually is okay. I can feel it's really firm. It's hard to see, I know. It's really firm. The problem is I think just it can't relieve it. See what happens when I pull that out. Oh, nothing, but it is full. Normally you'd expect to see a little detent on the relief pipe to hold it in there. That's not happening. Now I'm loath to do this, but I think I need to, is to actually try and blow through that to see if it's obstructed, which is where it's actually leaking from. I think I do need to actually pull this out. All right. You know, as my father Steve always says, got to look after this O-ring here. 9mm. So we've taken off the input valve, as you can see there. The sphere is off. Got to go around to this side. You can see the boot with the relief pipe, or the relief pipe pulled out, and it's just hanging above there. Next up, I've actually got to hop underneath, and you can see that's the bump stop there. You can see the piston though. I've got to take out this bad boy here. Pull that clip out, which holds the piston onto the car. I've got to undo this little bolt here at the top of the clip there. That's I think an 8mm, and then we'll be able to massage the whole piston out through the hole, and so we can actually get it up onto the table. Okay, just pop that clip into the bucket. Turn our attention to that little bolt. Okay, so here's the bolt. This is an 8mm. Much more frustrating to watch than it is to actually do, I guarantee you that. The gloves are off, and in no way has this made me question the existence of divine authority. We'll pull out this little triangular piece here that holds it all in. I'm not sure what that's called. Socks and Sandals crew, you can correct me on that. Pull this out, and I'm sure I'm gonna get more of an LHM bath in a moment. I should have put a good bucket underneath. All right, just twisting this round, pulling this out and putting it down. The offending piston. Now notice that it looks completely intact. It's just full. It's just like pregnant, full of LHM, which it couldn't exhaust through the top there. And I think the issue is this return. All right, let me show you what happens if I try and blow into that. I can't blow at all. Is that normal? I don't think it is normal. I believe it's a mixture of two problems. Look at that, the boot is perished there. Can you guys see that? But I think it's more than just that. Mostly clean, tiny bit of very fine black, tiny bit in the very bottom of it, but I imagine that's just from the rubber. Well, I'm going to go ahead and replace this anyway. I still think we're going to have the same problem though. And dock me points at the concourse. Taking off the protective sleeve. Now notice how we've only used a zip tie here, which really is bad practice. We should use Ligarex there, I know. I think we've done the same inside as well, so don't sue me, just pulling it off. Okay, just be very gentle here. So now we have the piston out. You can see that the boot is mostly good. I don't even know if that was causing a leak there. That sort of slight crack. I'm not sure, we'll have a look later. But it seemed to hold a lot of LHM, so I don't know if it was. Alright, let's just turn this puppy inside out. Well, there's a rookie mistake I was about to make, which was to not take off the ball joint here first. Fortunately, I have some flash cutters. Be careful not to damage anything. Close hold. Okay, once again, of course, hard to video things to do at the same time. Alright, pulling off the protective sleeve. I think I trimmed it a little bit, gave it some speed edges. Now fortunately, I think this Gaiter is still good. Pull that off, introduce with grease. Now you're paying to go with grease. And I believe there is a ball bearing inside there. I don't know if you can see that. And that will allow me to then pull this inside out. Now obviously I'm going to clean this properly before we reassemble. But this is the tricky part of changing boots on the RDS. Naturally, I've now spritzed myself with LHM. Let's look at this. So there is the inside. You can see where the drain is there. That goes through to the drain. Now let's see if we can see that crack. Oh, we can see the crack. It's cracked all the way through. Still doesn't explain what's going on though, why it was so hard to blow through the return line, as it may be called. Okay, to my slide cutters. We do have recently reacquired some Ligarex pliers. You'll have to be patient with that. Here is some cotton fabric or maybe denim that was used as a sleeve to protect the boot. I shall just put that gently to the side. And now I just need to pull the piston through the boot, which is nicely lubricated and it comes out nice and easy. So we have the piston here. Just to remind you that that was the brake there. But I still am concerned about what's going on there. I'm not 100% convinced that that was actually what was causing the main issue. Okay, we have our new replacement boot, as you can see here. It says FLE on it. I'm assuming that that's a good brand. I don't know in terms of replacements. I think this was the tough part, is actually getting the final edge where that your piston goes through it. Almost there. Well, you can see it starting to come through. See that? Oh, almost. Come on. Almost. Oh, there we go. Check that out. Okay, now obviously this surface needs to be really nice and clean and from dust and lint. So I'll get a cloth and I'll clean that up. Squeeze that through the end. I think it'd be quite easy because it's got LHM on it. There we go. Just cleaning it all up. It is raining in the background. That's the noise that you can hear. Popping that down and you can see the fine grooves there on the piston, which I believe is the distance to which it is meant to be pulled down. Now we have to make a serious decision as to whether we risk attempting a few miracles at a time and practice using Ligarex, which is something that I've never attempted before, or whether we just go with cable ties once again. And I'm very tempted to use cable ties, so I'm going to have a think about that and come back to you. Okay, you just find me now about 45 minutes later, and I've just managed to do my first Ligarex attempt. See that? I have no idea how good it is. You can see the denim and the Ligarex. This is a first attempt. I've never used it before. Let's hope that it lasts. Oh my goodness, I'm going to get savaged by the community here, I know. We have the piston. I'm not going to bother cleaning it, but I am going to make sure that I don't get any grit or dust in. Interestingly, there's a little bit of a gouge in the bottom of the piston itself. I'm not sure how that happened. I don't think that was us this time. I've turned the boot back the right way around, so you can see the part that pushes the piston in here. So that's the right way around now. I'm just going to pop that back onto the main part. Fits down rather smartly. Have a look at that, nice and snug on there. And of course we need to put the sleeve on. There's the sleeve. Not sure if it needs to be any tighter than that. Seems tight. I believe that's oriented the correct direction for the drain to come out. Again, we have problems with this drain. All right, now the tough part, getting this O-ring piece back on. Excuse me, the part with the ball joint that attaches to the car, getting that back on. Always tricky. You can see there's some crud that's already started to develop there. I'm just going to move the piston away. There's the sleeve for this. Might just give this a clean up before we put it back on. Some degreaser here just to clean the crap off. Okay, now I'm going to pack this with grease. I actually have a bit of a trick here, which is a little dentist syringe. Check this out. Look at that bad boy. Just got some normal grease in there. Squeeze that grease into here. You can see it's filled that right up. Now no doubt that's all going to come out when I try and get this back onto the actual piece, but it was worth a try. We'll see how that goes. This is always the tricky part here, is actually getting this part of the piston back over here so that that face there seats with the little ball bearing. Actually, I might just take some grease, just lube up the corners. This is going to be spectacularly unsuccessful, I know. If you know a better way of doing this, do let us all know. Oh, look at that. Well, I feel like all of the grease has come out, but it is in there. Trying to orient the hole for the pin correctly. I can't even see. Let's see if that's where it is. Yes, it is. There it is. That looks good. You can even see light through there. Alright, fine. I got Ligarex on one of them at least. I don't know how good that is. Better than nothing. Alright, let's put this back on the car. Let's get these bits here. Okay, that's gone in properly. Now I've got to bash that pin back in. So now I've got to pull the rubber piece this way. Okay, managed to get it in. I think we might have pinched just that little area there, so that could be a problem later down the track. We'll see how we go. That's how it should look there. Now I've just got to put the sphere back on, the dreaded blocked return line into the boot, back at the top nipple you can see popping up there, and the inlet. Screw that in and we are good to go. It's a bit of a mess, I've got to admit. Poking the return pipe down to the very bottom as far as I can. Not that it's going to do anything. Okay, that is a reinstalled Citroën DS rear boot with LHM and grease everywhere. Okay, let's see if it starts up and I can get it off the jacks. Let's have a look underneath and see what's going on, if it's peeing LHM everywhere. No, just residual LHM from where it was leaking before. Get it off the jack stands. Oh, look at that. Well, that completes our odyssey there, except for the unresolved question of the return pipe, the low pressure return pipe. Love your thoughts there. As you can see, our new boot is operational. Stay tuned for our next adventures, where we will continue with more amateur grease monkeying on the Citroën.